Hello again. This is Satan's Trilogy, and it is Book 3, Chapter 1. And this will be reading 72. Sit back, relax, let the story unfold. I am the author and the narrator. On the third floor, Esther entered her first class. This was just a regular day. The calculus class went well, with the girls' average far exceeding the boys', with Chris holding his own. Chris knew that the guys were doomed, yet he continued his best. Chris hadn't found his purpose in life, but he knew his grades would be important no matter what he decided to strive for, and so Chris remained the only real threat on the boys' calculus team. Mr. Grade announced that unless the guys did extremely well on Friday last test, and the girls did poorly, the semester challenge would go to the girls. By 6th hour, the girls were ready for some fun. They decided to run hard during their physical education class and then to shower early. The class would be over in half the time allowed. Miss Strong, as always, was watching the girls run. As the girls finished their run, Ms. Strong had witnessed something very surprising. While Esther and her Gothic friends remained the ones to beat, all of the other girls were keeping better pace with them. In fact, the entire class was running as a team, closely together in a cluster. Everyone finished the cross-country run in record time and went straight to the showers at a remarkable time. Ms. Strong followed the girls into the shower room, stood watching everyone as they went about casual preparing to shower. Without much thought to her action, Ms. Strong spoke up. "Girls, please listen to me. Today, each one of you has broken the state's cross-country record. There is no doubt in my mind that this Saturday we will win the state's championship, and as a team, all of you will set new state records." Everyone had stopped to listen to Ms. Strong as they moved forward to get a better view of her as she spoke. The class was only half over, and they knew there was no hurry to shower. "I want to say that after 18 years of training, girls, that all of you are the best that I have ever seen. I gave you a challenge. Each of you has taken that challenge and surpassed it." Miss Strong paused and tried to regain some composure as she had not yet finished her praise. "Girls, I can't take credit for your success. You all know that something wonderful happened here. 5 girls dressed in black came to the class and challenged us all. You accepted the challenge and as a result have given this school the greatest sports team ever." Miss Strong continued to attempt holding her emotional tears back as she spoke. "I know that you are all blessed with guaranteed scholarships, and yet you came to this class and continued to run your hearts out." Miss Strong finally took hold of her emotions and continued, "You are all here today because 5 girls in black came to class and gave it 100% from day one, and every one of you took the challenge to beat them. I want to suggest this Saturday, as at the state's cross-country meet, we change our uniforms to black, and I mean Gothic black with skulls." Miss Strong suddenly became excited and was enthusiastic, yelling out at the top of her voice, "Let's give the state its first Gothic girls team in honor of the girls that have challenged all of us." For a moment, there was silence. It was only a slight moment, as the girls' locker room erupted with excitement and everyone applauded Ms. Strong. It was unanimous. The girls would be wearing black at the state's competition. No one was in doubt about what happened during the semester. Everyone had tried to outrun the Gothic girls, and the class had never given up. Miss Strong was smiling as no one had ever seen her do before. "Girls, please shower and meet me in the gymnasium as usual." Raven and Day had dressed and were sitting on the bleachers when Esther walked in. Esther smiled at the two and started to relax as Day said, "Esther, you know that you are the spark that created this success." Esther smiled. "I was certainly there, but you girls took the challenge really serious when I mentioned that you could lose at least one dress size. Or was it two?" Esther grinned. Smiling at Day and Raven, Esther added, "I think that credit is going where credit belongs." Esther reached for both and gave them a hug. "You are both what this class needed, and you both excelled when challenged." Esther gave both a hug. "I am so proud." Helen, Chris, and Eve eventually joined the others. Eve spoke up, "I guess we did good this semester." Esther looked at Eve and said, "Eve, we all did great, and Saturday we just might have our names in the record books for something special." Helen was listening with greater than usual interest. "If we are wearing black on Saturday, wouldn't it be wonderful to arrive in black?" Esther became a bit excited. Helen, that is a wonderful idea, and maybe it can help with that. Maybe I can help with that. Perhaps our class should go on a shopping spree this week to dress Gothic. I have some wonderful friends that just might be able to help us achieve the perfect moment." Esther smiled. "I'll make some phone calls." The rest of the class slowly came out as the minutes passed. Everyone was excited about Saturday and the promise of instant fame. Esther had moved just a bit off to the side for some phone calls that she needed to make. Within a few minutes, the class had joined each other in the gymnasium. Esther moved to the floor and walked up to Ms. Strong and whispered something into her ear. Ms. Strong smiled and said to Esther, "Esther, that is absolutely awesome. Let's ask the class if they are interested." Ms. Strong waited for Esther to return to the bleachers and then spoke up. "Class, Helen made a comment that if we all arrived at the meet wearing black, it would be awesome. And I am personally agreed. So let's take a vote on whether or not we want to arrive as a team wearing black clothing." Hands shot up before Ms. Strong could give all of the details. "Wait, there is more. Some of you may not own a black outfit. Esther has pulled off a minor miracle and has found us some sponsors. If we choose to go as a team arriving in black, Markles for ladies has offered a free shopping experience for all of us, including me. Markles will give all of us one free black outfit, and it can be Gothic or anything else black, to be worn the day of our race." Miss Strong held up her hands to quiet the girls, but they were very excited. "We can all go in a bus provided by the school immediately after school on Friday, and we can shop together at Markles." The girls all erupted by applauding. Everyone loved Markles, and a free outfit in black would be wonderful. "There is one more thing." Ms. Strong again held up her arms to calm the class. "Esther has found us an additional sponsor. Traditionally, The best meal before a race is pasta. Italy's pizza parlor has offered to feed us all on Friday night. Complete pasta meal. Miss Strong started to jump up and down as she screamed, "Girls, you are all winners, and this is your moment. I love you all." Miss Strong held out her arms to the class, and without any suggestion, everyone jumped off the seats and ran to Miss Strong and created a huge cluster of girls with their arms overlapping each other's shoulders. Miss Strong yelled out, "Grand High!" Everyone responded, "Forever!" It was repeated 3 times, and the girls applauded themselves as the bell rang for the next class. The girls had just performed a school cheer that had never been done with such enthusiasm. "See everyone tomorrow and get plenty of rest," said Miss Strong. The class had to leave, slowly moving for their next class. Esther Day, Eve, Raven, Hal, and Chris were all seniors and could leave the school since their last class was a study hall. Esther had already indicated they should meet at Carson's warehouse. They and Esther quickly went to their lockers, then met at the Mustang. They had to rush home and pick up the twins, then meet everyone at the warehouse for their first training session. As they entered Esther's apartment, Day was wondering if the twins would be ready. They were instantly surprised. Tracy and Danielle were both standing inside of the apartment, looking at the girls as they entered. They both were proudly dressed in Gothic attire and had smiles a mile wide. Esther and Dave both stopped and were instantly amazed at their appearance. The twins were even more confident looking and poised than the night before. Tracy had a short black dress on with black stockings and leather boots that reached her knees. She also wore a full black fur jacket that was stunning and reached only to her slim waist. Danielle had black denim slacks with a silk blouse that had black crows on it in a slightly lighter color. Danielle also had a jacket. It was waist length black leather with embossed gauze. Danielle's shoes were black canvas tennis shoes and looked great with her clothes. "Wow," said Esther. "Wow," said Day. "I doubt that I have ever looked that hot." Esther smiled at the twins. "We are really impressed, and your makeup is perfect. In your case, less is more. I am so proud of you girls." Esther gave both a hug. Tracy and Danielle both welcomed the praise and the reassurance, and though Esther was 6 years younger, they had both realized that she was more than their equal. Stepping slightly back, Esther said, "All right, if you are ready, then we have to rush. I don't want to keep the others waiting." "It appears that you found some clothes at Marco's," said Esther. "Esther," said Tracy, "we love that store, and I doubt that we covered even half of it today. We had no trouble with the card, and the salespeople were wonderful." Esther seemed to beam with some pride. "Marco Polo is a really good man. He is also sponsoring our cross-country team." They added, "We have 60 girls that have agreed to dress in black this Saturday, and when we arrive at the state's cross-country challenge, and Marco has agreed to dress us." They chuckled. "For nearly 4 years, my classmates laughed at me, and now they are going to join me, along with my closest friends." They grabbed her small clutch purse, moved towards the door, and said, "We are all tight now, and we intend on taking home the championship." Esther had grabbed her favorite yellow leather purse and quickly said, "Let's hit the road." Esther offered a large smile as she opened the door, inviting everyone to go out before her. "I know my Mustang is slightly cramped, but let's take it. Day can drive, and Tracy and I will ride in the back. I think that Danielle has slightly longer legs." Tracy said, "Darn, you noticed. Her legs are a bit longer. I wish my legs were like Danielle's." "Tracy," said Esther, "it is a little thing, a very little thing, considering you are both drop-dead gorgeous." Tracy paused and smiled and said, "Well, when you put it that way, I guess it really is a little thing." Dave pulled up in front of the warehouse, and immediately Helen, Chris, and Eve pulled up behind them. Parking meters were not required after 4, and so they all walked away without feeding the meters. It was a short distance to the doorway, and before they reached it, John and his crew came walking around the corner of the building. Esther quickly smiled and called out, "John, you came." Esther ran up to him and gave him a quick kiss on the cheek. She then turned to his crew. "Wes, Mike, you are all here." Esther smiled. "I think that you will all be glad you came." At that moment, a Ninja motorcycle pulled up alongside the last parking space. It was Raven and Riley Grace. Esther gave a huge smile and quickly welcomed them. Riley Grace and Raven slowly removed their helmets and then jumped off the Ninja. Raven had a huge smile on her face. "My God, I love riding this bike." Riley Grace had a huge smile too. Esther made a comment. "Riley, I can tell you really enjoyed the ride." "Esther," said Riley Grace, "I love the rush." Again, Esther smiled and gave Riley Grace a hug. "Riley, I feel the same way." Everyone walked up to the door. There was a security numerical keypad along the side of the door. Esther made a comment. "The previous occupants installed some high-tech security features that we now own," said Esther. Esther entered a 5-digit number and the door unlocked. Everyone quickly entered into the stairwell that only Esther and Riley Grace had seen before. Esther spoke. "Let's go into the large open area on this floor." At that moment, someone was pounding on the door. Esther went back to the front door, glanced at a monitor, and saw that it was Aunt Brandy. Opening the door, Brandy quickly stepped in. "Have you started yet?" asked Brandy. "I overheard you were going to teach." Brandy smiled at Esther. "I want to be a student." Esther grinned at her aunt and said, "No, you're right on time. Lesson 1 begins now." Smiling at her aunt, Esther added, "If you have any of Dad's ability, you will learn a lot, and if you don't, whatever you learn will help protect you." So we're going to stop right there. Hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, be safe and take care.